In today's tutorial, I will introduce speaker segmentation as part of the SciComm crowdsourcing workflow for audio processing using Label Studio. The focus here is on preparing structured audio data by identifying and separating different speakers within a single recording, which is an essential step for many speech and audio-related machine learning tasks. Speaker segmentation in data preparation refers to dividing an audio recording into time-based segments and assigning each segment to a specific speaker. The goal is to determine who is speaking when by detecting speaker changes and group speech segments that belong to the same speaker. This process converts raw audio into structured speaker-labeled intervals that can be used for downstream tasks such as speaker diarization, speech recognition, and conversation analysis, especially in multi-speaker settings like meetings, interviews, and call center recordings. For the rest of the video, I'll go through how to use our Label Studio to implement this task. First, let's click on crowdsourcing and get into our Label Studio app. And then let's click Created Project. Here, let's name our project here. Then let's click on the labeling setup. Let's choose the audio speech processing. And then let's choose the speaker segmentation. So here we have presetting of 2 speakers. Our sample audio has 2 speakers, so we don't need to change the labels. But if we have multiple labels, such as more than 2 speakers, we can add more speakers here as we used to. Now let's click Save and start this project. Let's import our data. Let's click Import. Now let's click on this audio. Now we have this imported audio. Let's play it first. See how many speakers we have.
Well, from my point of view, what Paul is proposing sounds fine. I am a bit concerned about working with a system of core hours and then flexible hours, but I think we all need time to read through Paul's proposal in more detail before discussing it any further.
Okay, well, that sounds reasonable.
Alright, we can see about from the beginning to about 15 seconds there's speaker 1, and from around 17 seconds to the end of the studio audio we have the speaker 2. Here we can click here and segment this part as speaker 1, and click here and segment this part as speaker 2. And now we have labeled the audio, and then we submit this task and save it. Now let's go back to our project. If we want to export this label data, we can click export like we used to, and we can click this CSV file and click export, and here we can see our label data. So it has the speaker 1 of starting timestamp and end timestamp, and speaker 2 of starting timestamp and end timestamp. And we also have the, for example, the file name of this audio. Now we have finished this speaker segmentation tutorial in our Label Studio. Thanks for watching.